Cool. Boy, you always in, I'm a hotel too though. I'm in the hotel too this
Are you
time.
in a hotel?
I'm in the hotel too this time. You always in a hotel. So wait, that's crazy. So how much do you travel? You travel every week?
Almost.
Wow.
And when I don't have to travel for work, I find an excuse to travel
Oh, really? Really? Okay.
because I'm kind of so used to it. So like right now, I'm in Richmond, Virginia, in my son's soccer tournament.
Oh, dope. Dope. I used to love
Yeah,
soccer. I used to play soccer. Then when I played soccer when I was in Oregon, and then when I was 9, I moved to Memphis. It was my favorite sport. I love soccer more than basketball, football, all that. And when I moved to Memphis, they were like, soccer's gay. And I was like, I'm not gay. So I just stopped playing soccer. And if I would have known that soccer and being gay was cool, then I would have kept going. I didn't know. As a
I
kid,
know somebody advised you wrongly.
they
They
did.
tell me.
They messed me up, but yeah, I messed up, but it's all good, man. Because I love soccer, and I mean I don't anymore because I don't watch it, but you know I used to watch it. I used to play, and it was just like it's the most popular sport in the world.
I know. I love it, man. I think it's intense too.
Yeah,
Like a lot of people are like, man, they don't score goals, but I'm like, almost scoring is as good as like is what it is.
yeah,
It's like when they almost score, like that's the exciting part of it.
yeah. And what's that guy's name? He's the best soccer player ever. And
Ronaldo,
no,
Pele,
no, it's what's his name again?
Pele.
No, Pele. He's not the best. It's the other. Well, you just named two and three. He's the best one. He used to be with Barcelona.
Messi.
Messi.
Yeah,
He's good. Like the way he
yeah,
does tricks and stuff. I mean, he's not as tall and good looking as Ronaldo, right? So he's not gonna get as much,
yeah,
but he is like his tricks and like his footwork. It makes it exciting to watch. You
yeah.
know?
I know. He's man. He's phenomenal. He's a crazy good player. And when
Yeah,
you look at like when you go out to the field and you see a guy who can do that type of stuff to other people, it's just like, damn, how the hell does he do
yeah,
this?
yeah. It's crazy, especially trained people. Like they
Yeah,
people.
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know. It's wild. But so how's this soccer tournament going?
It's good, man. They had their first game today, and they won 6-2 against the host team. So like they beat the host team already,
Okay,
and
dope.
I drove up here too, man. So I know I thought I saw you were in Savannah,
Yeah,
and
I'm tomorrow.
as tomorrow, I was
Yeah.
like, yo, I was about because I drove up 2 17-year-olds, so I was like, yo, we might have to take a stop to see my boy do some comedy. You know what I'm saying? So, but
Come
I didn't
through,
know where
man.
y'all was.
Come through, man. I got you, but I give you, tickets. You got to go up and perform though.
Yeah, listen. I go and perform. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Oh,
just
that'd
gonna
be
steal.
dope.
I'm gonna steal one of your old sets.
One of my old sets, you gonna have an asthma attack, man. Like I, I'm not even doing my old sets anymore. I'm like, man, that's exhausting. You
Yeah,
know, it's crazy.
a girl I work with sent me a clip of you on I think it was America's Got Talent or something,
Yeah,
and you were talking about dating a white girl, and you it
yeah,
was like I went from black to black to black to white, and then they were like, I see, I knew.
yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah, yeah.
that whole bit had me dying, man.
That's a true story. Yeah, I appreciate that. That's a true story. I remember thinking about because I dated like a Puerto Rican girl for like 3 years, and then after I dated her, it was white, and then everyone was like, "I knew you." Like even my ex that was Puerto Rican, she's like, "I knew you was gonna date a white girl," and I'm like, "What is that? I dated you." You know, like what are you talking about? And but they were correct. I did. And I enjoyed it. It's pretty cool. But I enjoy any girl I'm dating. Because if I'm dating, there's gotta be something good about you, right? So
Yeah, exactly, right.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So someone I'm getting the call right now. Let me text him to leave me alone. Leave me alone because I'm doing a way more important thing. Hold on, podcast. Oh, man. All right, yeah, yeah. That video that went viral for it. Someone reshared it, so it kind of went viral. So that must just happen recently.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, she just sent it to me the other day, like this morning maybe, or like yesterday, and I was just like, man, because I never heard that bit before, and I was
Oh,
like,
nice.
man, I was like, my dude is crazy, man. This dude,
But people will call me racist. People would call me Ray. They were like, "Oh, let it," because I said at the end of the bit, and I was like, I said, I said, there's black people because black people get mad when you date outside your race. Mostly black
Yeah,
women.
right.
It's mostly black women because dudes across every race are looking at women like women. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, 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 yeah.
but if you look at like every race, the woman likes their race more. White women like white men more. Black
Yeah.
women like black men. Hispanic women like Hispanic. You know, they like the race. And so when you step out, you know, black women are a little bit upset. So they were like, they say stuff like, "You don't like black woman, you don't like a black queen." And it's like, and then the bit is, I love being black so much that I got a white girlfriend so I can make her baby black. I'm trying to take over, baby. Wakanda forever. I'm doing this for us. Like, that's my bit, right? And then you got some people like some white people that are mad. They were like, "Let it be reversed." What do you mean, let it be reversed? Y'all already took over.
I know. Let it be reversed. It was.
It is. It's reversed. It is currently reversed, man. I'm trying to
So
reverse.
you mean to tell me people really got upset at that bit?
Oh my gosh, people get. I mean, people that are upset with that, they just want to find a reason to be upset.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's so you can't help them. People like I don't. Majority of the people laughed. That's why I was viral. But I think the people that anyone that's like let it be reversed is. I think anytime someone says let it be reversed, I think it doesn't make sense because it's different situations. Like after shows, right? Every time I do meet and greet, every single time, at least at minimum, two women grab my booty, minimum, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just grab my booty. And the people, I'll tell women that, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, let it be reversed." It's like it's not the same because every
Right.
that grabs my booty, I could take them.
Yeah.
I could, I could take them. If I walk
Yeah.
out, if I walk into the parking lot and I see them women that grab my booty, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, let me just get to my car." Like I'm not gonna
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah. Like you're not gonna be triggered, right?
I'm not gonna be triggered. Like if these women were like the same, they looking. If Brock Lesnar walked up and just grabbed, if Francis Ngannou was like, "I like that booty," that's terrifying.
Yes, yes. That's
That's
different.
that's different. That's different.
But
So
you're right about that. And I hate the people who do that too, man. They're always
yeah,
like, oh, well, if the roles were reversed or if it was reversed, I'm like, it's not. So, like, shut up.
exactly. It's not. You know what I
So,
mean?
shut up.
If
Yeah.
if like shut up. But people, I don't know. Whatever, man. People like that drama. I like drama too. I like watching drama though.
Do you?
I don't want to be in. Yeah, you don't like watching drama?
I mean, it depends on how dramatic it is. I
I
mean,
like. You don't like watching like you don't keep up with like the MMA news or people talking trash about each other.
oh, I do keep up with that. I you can't not keep up with that because you're kind of like, uh-oh.
Yeah, yeah,
Especially if they're good at it. But sometimes MMA guys are socially awkward and they're not good at it,
it's
so it
super.
becomes uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah, isn't it? Doesn't it suck that you feel like you got into MMA too early? I mean, not too early, but like when you got in it in a time where they didn't have cameras. Because if they would have been able to interview you, I mean, it
Oh,
would.
I know.
You know what I mean? Doesn't
Yeah,
that
I mean,
frustrate you?
you're right. Like I did get into it. Like it's one thing I got into it way too early, like 10 years too early.
Yeah,
If I got into it like a year too early, then I'd be pissed off.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like if I got into it and but I got into it so early that I'm so far removed that like now I'm able to create my own path in my own way. So I
yeah,
feel like I was still able to do it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel it's weird because like you have like you're I mean you're funny. You have a mouthpiece, like right. So I don't know how you would be as far as like talking smack with fighters. How do you feel like you would do?
Oh yeah.
You feel like you would be all right?
I don't know because I'm not very confrontational. And in a
Okay.
way you kind of have to be a bit confrontational
Yeah.
and be able to deal with that uncomfortability and I don't really get that way.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
I'm not sure I could really talk trash to him, but I'll tell you what I could do. I could write for guys.
Do you write for people? You don't got to tell me who. Do
No,
you
I
write
don't.
for? Oh,
Currently I don't, but I
okay.
know who does.
I know who does too. Yeah, I
Right.
know. Yeah, I know who does too. And I know the writers. We know the same people. But
I
like
know. It's crazy.
Bro, I'll see your tweets and people will be like, "Oh, this MMA fighter's getting so good," and I'm like, "Okay,
It kind of sucks though, right?
yeah, a little bit, a little bit."
I'm like, man, it's kind of. I mean, I get it, but I mean, it is in a way. It's kind of cheating in a way.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Yeah,
for sure, it's cheating. You know,
yeah.
it's
I'll be
like,
like, man,
yeah, yeah,
I don't hate
personality
on them.
steroids.
I don't hate on them, but I'm just kind of like, man, as long as they ain't feeling themselves too much and they recognize that they cheating
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah, because bro, I remember just seeing like some tweets, and I'm like, man, that was funny. And then I hit someone up because I was like, I think I know who it is. So I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh, yo, man. He's like, yeah, I do all that. And I'm
You
like,
could tell, you could tell by the writing style sometimes. You're just
yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
that's old boy. You know that is.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So it is like cheating in a way, but it's like, because so for like Daniel Cormier, for instance, like this dude, he's so like likable and he's so like, he's really smooth when he's talking to people, and it's just like he's articulate, and but he was never like a trash talker,
no, no.
you know?
He wasn't a good track, but he had a couple good zingers though.
A couple
He
good
had a couple good zingers, like when he told John Jones, because Johon Jones said something about him being on crack, and he was like, "But I never really was a
I
crackhead."
bro, it's so crazy because that Jones gave him an alley. Jones was
Yeah,
like, take this.
no,
And then, but for me, I was like, I feel like he still could have. I mean, it was so obvious for him to say that he delivered it wrong.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? He was like,
He
oh
didn't, he,
snap, but
he
I've
didn't,
never really done crack.
yeah, he didn't really punch it. He didn't really punch him with it.
Exactly.
He didn't
Yeah,
really hit him with it.
yeah,
But
yeah. Exactly. So, but I'll tell you, my favorite one when he was going in with Ryan Bader, he killed him. He killed him. You remember that back and forth when he was at the press
no, I don't even
conference?
remember that.
Oh, what? He was going in on because like I think Ryan started shouting at him, and he's like, man, shut up, Ryan Bader. He's like, I told the UFC I want the easiest fight in the division. You don't remember that? Easiest.
I
Give
do
me
remember
Ryan
that.
Bader. Dude, yeah. Like,
I remember that.
yeah, that was good. That was good. That was a good like
Hey,
back and forth.
I
But
tell you, the number one trash talk line of all time, and it was from Conor McGregor to
oh,
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, when Floyd Mayweather was up on the when they were on stage and Floyd Mayweather had the book bag, and he's like, you got a book bag like a child. What do you got a book bag for? You can't even
Can't even
read.
read. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah. He was not like it was. I mean, Connor's like he's a number two trash talker in MMA history.
Oh yeah, for sure,
Yeah. He's
for
a
sure.
number two. He's the most famous, absolutely. But he's the number two trash talker.
Who's the number one?
I mean, come on. We know Chael Sonnen is number one. It's not even
Oh, I was
close.
about to say.
It's not
I
even
was about to
close,
say.
bro.
Yeah,
When
it's
people
not even close,
It's
man.
not even close. This dude, I mean, I used to hate this guy. I used to hate Chael Sonnen so much because I was, Anderson Silva was my favorite fighter. So like him just going in on Anderson, but he kept saying things, and I'd be mad watching him. I'm like, no, we're not, we're not laughing. We don't laugh at the enemy. You know, we don't laugh at the enemy. He was so funny, man. You know, that like I watched that speech he did. He did the speech he did after he fought Michael Bisping, I think. And that was like a controversial win. Like I don't even know, like people had him losing in that fight, but his post-fight speech was so like legendary. Where like Joe Rogan was like, he's like, hold on, you think I'm gonna take advice or something from a middle-aged comedian? How does it feel to stand at the greatness? How did he just have this line? Didn't stutter not one time. I mean, this dude, he was, yeah, I think but my favorite part of like my favorite part of that whole conference, which I don't know if this makes me immature or whatever, but like when Floyd goes up, he goes up to Conor. He goes up to Conor and goes, for Voltron, then walks off.
Oh yeah.
Then they started crowd. And then they didn't do anything, but they started crowding. He was like, what's going on? And then he was just Floyd just walk out. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. That was the funniest thing. Then they're like fighting. They're like fighting. He's just kind of like hopping around. I was like, that was great.
the press conferences for that were in a league of its own. I mean,
Yeah, they were great.
that was a league of its own, and I will take that all day, any
They
day.
were great. They were great because boxing press conferences are trash. Like
Yeah,
they're not good. They're so unorganized. It's weird because you'll go from a UFC press conference where it looks so clean. You know,
yeah.
they look clean. They have the questions and it's just way more organized. And then you go to a boxing press conference and it's just like one person goes up and they talk for 10 minutes and it's like, what are they talking about?
I know. It's
You know,
it's pretty stupid.
yeah. So when you fused it with, I mean, Floyd can talk.
Yeah,
He's always the A side. I mean, not always the A side, but he's always the one that's promoting the fight. And he's always the one that's talking. So you got one of the biggest talkers against one of the biggest talkers in MMA. And then you just put them together. I mean, it was great.
and Floyd was just like, yeah, Floyd just was like, yo, I'm gonna let him do his thing.
Yeah.
Just let him go. Let him do it. Just let him do it. Let him pat me on the head. Let him say what he wants.
I know. Remember he pat him on his head?
Yeah, Conor was like,
oh my gosh. It was the first three press conferences that were great. And then the fourth one was unnecessary. I remember the fourth one being like, all right, we get it.
We got it.
We got it.
we know what's going on.
I know. It's like so when that fight was about to happen, who did you think was who you think was gonna win?
I mean, I knew Floyd was gonna destroy him. I thought he was gonna destroy him. I didn't even think it was gonna be close. But then there was a little piece of me, man, that like with all the marketing behind Conor's left hand, like was still kind of like, well, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if Conor catches him, maybe. But I knew better. I don't know why I even thought that, you know what I'm saying?
Well, because that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Always here's how it goes, man. They do a good job marketing. Every fight I ever think, I'm like, this person's gonna win. As soon as it's announced, I'm like, oh, that person. Immediately, I'm like, they're gonna win. Then the closer it gets, I'm like, well, maybe though.
I know you're like, but and then when the fight happens, sometimes that maybe happens.
Yeah.
So then you go, damn, I have to respect that maybe. You have to respect that maybe because sometimes it does come true.
So okay, so what's your I think this is gonna happen and a maybe for the fight for tomorrow? You know?
For Roy Jones and
No, Roy Jones. I mean, Roy Jones is gonna kill him, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Roy Jones is gonna kill Pettis. I don't know why.
I don't think so, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
You think Pettis is gonna beat Roy Jones?
No, I don't think he's gonna beat him. But I think Pettis is gonna put up a better fight than people think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
His boxing is always like weird. He's always he's more of a karate. His head movement is not there. That's why.
Anthony Pettis?
Yeah.
But that's because that was his style for MMA. But he grew up in boxing gyms.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he's boxed a lot, man. Like he's with Duke Roufus, like Duke Roufus and them used to take him to the boxing gym when they were kids. So he grew up boxing this whole time.
Why did he utilize that in MMA?
Because he was still a taekwondo guy, man. He was a kicker.
Oh, so you think
it's like Holly Holm, right? Like Holly Holm was a world champion boxer.
You're right.
But she fight like a straight karate girl.
She does. That is true. Oh, wait. So what do you think's gonna happen?
I mean, Roy could knock him out, but I really think that Anthony Pettis is going to put up a decent fight.
Well, okay, so who wins, Mike Tyson or Pettis?
Mike Tyson.
But pretty decisively, right?
Yeah, he should win decisively.
So how come it's not decisively when because Roy fought Mike? And
right, but Roy did a lot of running against Mike.
He did a lot of running. He's not going to run.
He did a lot of running against
Pettis doesn't have that power, so he's not going to run from Pettis.
He's not going to run from him. He's not going to run from him. But also, too, you got to think of it this way: is that Roy Jones, throughout his entire career, made a living off of being faster, more explosive, more dynamic.
Yeah.
than everybody else.
And he's
Now at 54 years old,
yeah.
that has to be gone. So now he has to rely on just straight boxing skills. So now we're going to see what his straight boxing skills are like. He's going to be slower, and then that's going to allow Anthony Pettis to at least hang around for a while. So I don't think it's going to be completely like a shutout.
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. I was like, he's gonna get killed.
No, I mean on paper it looks like that. On paper it looks like he should just go out there and kill him. But no, I think he's going to hang around for a little bit.
Who else is on the card? You have Roy Jones versus Pettis, and who else is on there?
Jose Aldo, Jeremy Stevens.
So come on.
Aldo's going to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much a lock right there. I mean, yeah. he beat him in MMA with a body shot.
With a body shot.
Yeah.
That was beautiful too, man.
Yeah.
I love body shots. Love my favorite. I like body shots sparring because I've always was like super scared to like hit someone in the head because you hit someone in the head, I don't know. You know, it's supposed to be like 30% to the head and like 50% to the body, right? When you sparring.
Kinda. It depends on how much you like the person. It depends on if they're from Brazil or not. Like if they're from Brazil, it's everywhere.
I was at a gym and I remember I was like a year and a half, I was maybe like 2 years into training, and this guy was in the UFC and he was Brazilian, and I remember telling him, I'm like, all right, man, I'm new. I'm like trash. He goes, yeah. Where the first thing he throws is the hardest head kick I've ever seen, bro. And it was just, and I blocked it, but I was like, oh, my left body shut down. Like it was just my whole left body was like, I don't want to work no more. And I'm like, no, we gotta work. We gotta work. Because he still hit me. And I blocked it, but I remember him like, I was like, oh, he's not gonna go easy on me. So but it's like, I guess you need those times to get better. But
not necessarily.
Don't okay.
It's not up to that guy to decide. Okay, now it's time for you to, you know what I'm saying, sink or swim, right? It's not up to him.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like, I mean, you should always have some semblance of control, and sometimes even to the body, you can go a little bit harder. Honestly, like
yeah. I like hitting hard. I like body shots.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So Jose and Stevens, and who else?
And then we have Jacare and Vitor Belfort.
Oh, okay. So probably Vitor, right? Because he's Juicy J'd up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I mean Vitor stays boxing. He's been boxing.
He loves boxing.
He gonna knock Jacare out. Man, I mean, Vitor beat up Vander Holyfield.
Jacare's a good boxer. Though. I think his boxing is way underrated.
Who's that?
Jacare. His boxing.
Oh, yeah. It is underrated. Like he's not bad at it, but I think Vitor is just going to beat him up.
I think Vitor is going to try to kill him in the first round, and then he's not.
And then gas out.
Yep, and I think he's going to gas out. And I think Jacare wins.
Hey, that's a good. That's not a bad little prop right there.
Yeah, I think Vitor is going to like try to. I think he's going to clip him, and then he's going to think, oh, I got to finish him, but he's not. I just don't think he is. Like I don't see Jacare just getting flatlined. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I know he got knocked out by Kevin on his back. Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was kind of a fluke.
That was kind of a fluke, and also
it was kind of one of those. It was kind of one of those maybes, right?
Yeah. That was like, but it was a clear hit to the. It was like a clear hit to the chin, and it was leverage and everything. And I remember like thinking like he got hit, and it was like, all right, bro, well, maybe put your hand, like, and he just was like, oh, I'm stunned right now. Did I get hit from the bottom? Oh, there was another time. I'm still getting hit, like
well, that's what it was. Like when you're that good at jiu-jitsu, you forget that there's a person on the bottom that can hit you.
Yeah.
Like he was in straight guard passing mode.
Yeah.
And Kevin Holland was like, okay, perfect. Whap.
Man, that dude funny.
Kevin Holland?
Kevin Holland's so funny.
So I had on my last on my serious show, I did the ultimate UFC movie, and I put like I casted MMA fighters with like actors, So
Yeah.
my Kevin Holland was played by Chris Tucker.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It
That's
makes sense, right?
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, that's a pretty good call right there.
Okay, who's the other one in Rush Hour? So it's him, Kevin Holland. Who's the other one?
In Rush Hour?
Who's Jackie Chan?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do it, but I did it the other way. So I had um Chris Chris Tucker was played by Kevin Holland. Um Hamzat was played by Tom Hiddleston. You know what that is?
No. I'm like, okay, I kind of get who he is
Yeah.
now. Because
The
that
the guy who plays Loki on Thor. I
oh,
had
okay, cool.
Andrew Garfield plays Sean O'Malley.
Okay.
And then my favorite one though is what the fuck is his name? Oh, Uriah Faber is the little dude.
Yeah, the little dude.
You know,
I
you
know you're
can't
right
I can't
favorite.
but I'm saying like you can't say the M word no more. So like
Oh my God,
I'm
man.
not gonna get canceled.
Little dude. Okay. But who is he? Who is he? Who's your
Um,
favorite?
I'm trying to remember his name.
Little person.
Yeah, the little person.
Little person.
The real good looking one from
Game of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Game of
Yeah,
Thrones.
the real good looking guy with the square jaw. That's my Uriah Faber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Usman is like who like the man's like Denzel or something. Like he's
Now
just
Usman would be Blood Diamond. Dude play Blood Diamond.
no, I don't know. I don't watch movies, man. I don't know
You
any of
don't
these
watch
people.
movies?
I don't. I should. I should. I
You
don't watch
should.
movies.
You
But
you should be in them.
that'd be great. That'd be great. I don't like movies nowadays, though, bro. I do not like movies. I can watch shows all day. I can watch shows and like YouTube videos, but I don't like. I seen John Wick 4, and I was the only one in that theater that thought it was trash. Everyone was like, "This is amazing. I love John Wick. I love John Wick 1, 2, and when they come out with the fifth one, I'm watching that too. I love John Wick. I was like, man, they bringing back action movies, you know. But
Yeah.
in the 90s, everything like those action movies were amazing. Like they were so good. And in 2000, it was kind of like, it was cool, but it kind of like fell off a little bit. They had Jason Bourne and stuff like that. That was great. And then 2010 is just like they just stopped having good action movies. That's what I feel like. And I think it's because MMA, right? Because you knew it's like that's not a real
Yeah, that's true. You know what? You're right.
you're like you're like no one kicks like that, bro.
Yeah, like that wouldn't work.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. Yeah, so I think MMA kind of ruined like action movies a little bit for me.
Yeah.
But that's why I like John Wick. The first movie he did an armbar on somebody. I was like, I'm in. Like I was
Yeah.
like, I'm in, baby. And then the second one was great. It was even. I feel like it was even better than the third one, which they say was even better. I thought I didn't like that much. And then the fourth one, I was like, this is garbage. It was like it was a 3-hour movie, and one of the scenes he was falling down the stairs. That was an hour of the movie. Him just falling down the stairs, bro. I just couldn't. And they was like, that was funny. That was the funny part. And I was like, but it wasn't that silly in the first two. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
was like silly.
Oh, they made it silly?
It made it silly, bro. It's like
Yeah.
it's serious, but it's like it has. Bro, he was falling down the stairs. Oh, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ah. It just kept going. Ooh, ah, and I was like, all right. And everybody in the movie thing was dying laughing. I'm not gonna lie, I was laughing because it was kind of funny that he was still falling down the stairs. But I was like,
But not for you. Yeah, not
silly.
for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's silly now. They had silly parts in like one of the for oh man, what happened? Oh, we got Tim. It's just tell me I'm running out of time. So one of the clips like there's a dog that like bites one of the attackers and then he pees on him afterwards, and I'm like, it was supposed to be, it was silly. It was like,
That's
oh,
supposed to be the funny part?
that was the funny part. There's I mean there was just, to me it was just too silly, but
Yeah.
everyone loved it. Have you seen it?
I haven't seen it.
Have you seen the first three?
No, I'm not really a John Wick fan. Like that's the thing is I've never really been a John Wick fan.
But you haven't seen the first one?
No.
The first two to me are, I mean, They're so good. Have you watched The Matrix?
Yeah,
You like The Matrix?
I like The Matrix.
You like John Wick?
All right. So Dana White was like, "Yo, you got to watch John Wick," and I was like, "All right, I'll watch it." And I have, and he told me that like 3 years ago, and I still haven't watched it. So,
Listen to Dana. All right.
all right,
Listen.
I'm gonna crack down and watch it.
Yeah.
Speaking of silly, I know we got to talk about some type of substance today.
I don't.
Did you watch the fight last weekend with Cheeto and Corey Sandhagen?
I didn't watch the full fight. I didn't watch it because I was doing a show and I was like, I'm gonna go back
Right.
and watch it. But I didn't watch it. I just kind of watched the highlights. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit. But it seemed like I watched the first round, and it just seemed like he got dominated the whole
He
time.
got dominated
Oh, the whole time. Yeah. Oh,
the
okay.
whole time.
Oh
The
man.
whole time. And a lot of people were like, something's wrong with Cheeto. And I'm like,
No.
nothing's wrong with Cheeto, man. It's just that's how he fights. It's just he
Yeah.
normally catches a guy and hurts him, and then they can't do that to him no more. But I
Yeah.
knew Corey Sandhagen had the focus and the durability to be able to deal with that. And man, he put it on him. I mean, it was a master class.
Wow. That's crazy because I thought I remember looking at the lineup, and I was like, Corey's supposed to win, but he's not. That's what I was thinking. I was like, Cheeto's just gonna catch him, and yeah. So I didn't. So what happened throughout the rounds? So the first round, I know he got the first couple rounds I seen, and then I kind of just skimmed through the other ones. So the first round he got taken down and dominated. Second round he kind of got taken down and dominated. And what happened in the third, fourth, and fifth?
And then, like in the third, fourth, and fifth, he didn't get taken down as much. So he was on his feet a little bit more, and there were times of him walking forward a little bit more, but he still got dominated. He was getting touched up and just always off balance, never knew where Corey was going to be. He may have hit him like once or twice in the whole fight, man. Like literally, and
But
like cleanly, like once or twice in the whole fight. I mean, he never
his
had
face looked kind
Corey.
of like jacked up.
No, man. I mean, cleanly. I mean, he might have caught him with some scuffling in the
Yeah,
inside, but he and Cheeto did some damage when he was on the bottom too.
on the bottom, the elbow.
Yeah, elbows from the bottom, so that might have softened Corey's face up a little bit. But on the feet, I mean, it was pretty one sided. It was one way traffic the whole fight.
That's wild. So yeah, I think I like the fact that Corey won because I think if Cheetah would have fought Marab, then it just would have been not fun to watch. I thought that would have been pretty one sided.
Yeah, I think we kind of see that now too.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah,
now. I mean, he got
yeah.
taken out by Jose Aldo and dominated on the ground. So
I know, right?
I was like, and so when it happened to Corey, I was like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm not gonna say he doesn't have a ground game, but it's like I don't know. He needs to work on his ground game. But I like Corey versus Morocco. That's more
Yeah,
like I don't know what's gonna happen kind of thing. I think Corey wins that. But
he could. And I mean, he's going to have to stop the takedown, which I don't know he can stop the takedown.
no, I don't think he stops all the takedowns. I think he just gets taken down, gets back up.
And then gets back up, yeah. And it has a little bit more urgency
Yeah.
to be offensive, yeah. Because
And
I
I
think he
think,
learned his lesson from
yeah,
TJ Dillashaw.
yeah, flying knees. I mean, I don't think Marab is going to be as excited to go. I mean, because he's going to go in for so many takedowns. Like he went in for the most takedowns against what's his name?
Jan.
Jan.
Yeah,
And it's like Corey just needs one knee to be timed. One.
I know. That's it.
He just needs one, and it's going to be Frankie Edgar all over again. So, I was sad when that happened, man. This man hit that.
Everybody was. In terms of Corey Sandhagen, I don't know if there's another fighter who has done more with their career that it started with less, right? Because Corey Sandhagen, I mean, he don't look like much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's probably not that great of an athlete, but he just knows how to fight, man.
Yeah, he's really like good. He's really good, and his body for they're going to try to make that. They're going to try to make him versus O'Malley.
Yeah,
that'd be a fun fight. I think I think O'Malley's better than what people give him credit for. I think they just kind of, right? No.
Oh, he's a lot better than what people give him credit for.
Yeah, I think it's good. So I think he does good against a lot of people in the division. He can crack. I
He
mean,
can.
he can crack. Yeah, yeah. His timing and a bunch of stuff, man. He's really good. But who you got? Israel Adesanya versus Alex Perez tomorrow.
No, it's next week,
Are you sure?
the 8th.
Oh, I thought it was the first.
No, it's the 8th.
Oh, that what? Man, I thought it was
Somebody play
tomorrow.
the April Fool's joke on you, dog.
Oh my gosh, man. It's not. Oh, it is the eighth, man. Oh man. Because I was asking about that. And then you were like, yeah, Roy Jones Jr. I was like, yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, what fight is he talking about? Like, there's a break this week. There's a PFL.
Oh,
There's a PFL, and
yeah, I
then
was talking about that event. I was talking about Alex versus. Dang it, man! I was so hyped. I was so hyped, man. All right, well, all right. That makes me so sad.
don't worry, man. Listen, we can pull that up next week.
Yeah, we can. That'd be cool. But yeah. So so who you got for? I mean, who do you think is going to be next for the bantamweight championship?
Well, I mean, you know, depending on who wins, right? If Henry wins, then I think they give Marab the shot.
I think everyone thinks that Henry's going to win. I think they're not giving I think they're not giving
Aljo.
yeah any like I don't.
I think Aljo's going to win. I think he's better. Yeah. It's crazy because I think Aljo is going to beat Henry, which is going to be good for Marab because I don't think Marab could beat Henry.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I think that Henry's like ability to wrestle would be too good for Marab. I think he's a cleaner version of Marab. He could be a cleaner version of Marab. Like
Oh, I
he'll
think
neutralize.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Henry because he's not going to take down Henry and like dominate him on the ground.
No.
But you think that Henry can't out wrestle? You can't Aljo?
Oh, he'll wrestle. He'll out wrestle Aljo, but can he out grapple Aljo?
Oh
Which I
yeah.
think he can, right? So even if it gets on the ground, I think Aljo can out grapple him anyway.
Okay. Okay. I guess that makes sense. That's cool. I'm pulling for Aljo, to be honest with you, because I grappled with
Oh,
him.
did you?
I did, man. He didn't submit me. You didn't submit me, Aljo. He had my back the whole time. He had my back. He was talking smack. This man, I was standing up. He was on my back, and he was like, he was trying to choke me out, and he was like switching hands. He's like, I call this the swoop. He was talking trash the whole time, and he was choking me. And I remember the instructor being like, "Just tap," and I'm like, "I'm not tapping to nothing." It wasn't tapping, man. But I just, I want Aljo to win, and I think that I mean, Henry's got his mind is like really he's great, but yeah, and he's
Yeah.
striking and him breaking down fights and stuff. But Aljo, I think people just sleep on him.
Aljo is really good too, man. People have always slept on him because his style is it's not very fan favorite to
Yeah,
everybody, so it's hard to really root for him. And and plus he's so humble, man. Like sometimes we want our champions to be bad boys. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like we want them to. Sometimes that's what we want from them. Like
yeah.
especially with
All right, we
Aljo, we
got like
want.
it's about to cut off, so
Oh,
it's
is it?
about to cut off. I know. I was really want to hear what you're saying, but any last words?
No, man. We'll do it next week.
My man. All right, I'll see you soon, man.
All right, dog.
All right, brother.